Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd, and today I'm going to talk about the new Stranger Things He-Man video, or not video, Stranger Things He-Man figure. I'm sure you guys have seen them, and when I first saw the promo pictures, I'm like, this is it. This is the one that looks very much like the original He-Man that we got in the 80s. So I was really excited about getting it, and now that I have it, I got a pretty good deal on it. But believe it or not, there's actually a better deal for it. Actually on eBay right now, and I posted the link to it. If you guys wanted to check that out, you can. The link's in the description. And if you're here, feel free to sound off. This is actually live, unless you have picked it up later after the live version. But if you're here right now and you hear me speaking, it says it's live, then hey, we got the live feed going on. So, it was strange. I was going through all my piles of He-Man figures and realized I do not have an actual version 2 He-Man open. So you're probably asking yourself, well, Hebrew, what makes it a version 2? Well, I'm going to tell you what makes it a version 2. Let me get this light on first. The light does not fit right. I got a DD light. Look at this. A new light. Got a new light. One that acts like it should. Anyway, the version 2 He-Man is the one that has the He-Man head that is reminiscent of the 80s version. Hey, Mike, thanks for joining us. Hey, Andrew, thanks for being here. And so I'm going to open this one up now just so we can have a comparison to look at. And you can see we have here the new for 2021, which is really funny because I actually like the first head they used. This is not quite it, but it looks kind of like this. And here we go. Here's what the original head looked like. There we go. And you can see that the version 2 looks more closer to what we got in the 80s. And when they came out with Faker didn't have this head. There was no way to get this head in blue. So everyone that got a Faker had to go out and buy a Battle Armor He-Man to get that extra head in order to have this head. And then soon after, they released this figure, which actually already has the same head that came with the Battle Armor version, complete. So this is the version I bought my grandson, so he would have the one closer to the one I had from the 80s. So there you go. There you go. And there's the whole story. And it's funny, like I said, I've never opened a version 2 before, so this will be interesting, just to kind of take a quick, or that I remember. I probably have. I just have gone through so many of these with customizing and stuff. Hey, Charles. Thanks for joining us. All right. And let's get this thing open. Let's get it open now. And it has the sucker punch in there. That's weird. With that red triangle on his hand, he looks almost like Sir Lancelot. Oh, that's right. It's the one with Faker, isn't it? Wham! And he knocks the He-Man right out of Faker. Why does he need a whole army? This is just to sell figures. I need a whole army of imitation He-Man. You just need one to fake people. After that, you just have robots or whatever. You should have a robot Man-at-Arms, a robot Tila, a robot. Of all the different characters and people, and a robot King Randor. Sure, that'd be probably better than a robot He-Man. Anyway, sorry, I digress. If you're going to make a Faker army, don't just make them all the same guy. I mean, yes, you already made the mold for the head, Skeletor, but come on. Come on. Let's cut that off of there. And let's take a look at this version 2.000. So, in version 1.0, we had the half sword, which combined. But this looks like they gave us the full sword this time. Yes, it's the full sword. And the right size handle, because the Prince Adam, they gave us the really big giant handle. It looks like this is the right one. They gave us a big pink sword with a giant handle, and it came with a jet sled. And the handle did not fit in his hand. But this one looks like it's going to fit just nicely. It's a little tight, but that's okay. It will stay in there. Which I used to hate that when you used the 80s figures and the hands wouldn't go down around enough, especially the commemorative ones. They were the worst. and you'd find the swords would just fall out all the time, and I spent all kinds of time trying to fix that. In case you didn't know, look at that. That battle axe fits right nice inside that shield like that. So put the battle axe in the back. Now I know technically in the old comics, He-Man did not have his sword. He had his battle axe, and the sword was just part of the half of the key to Castle Grayskull. But in the cartoon, the sword was his main weapon, which kind of changed it up a little bit compared to the comic. And the battle axe was not even shown in the cartoon as one of He-Man's regular weapons. In fact, he didn't have a shield or his battle axe. So there you go. Dun-da-da! Dun-da-da-da-da. Now let's go ahead and compare him really quick to the 80s version, and then we'll get on to the Stranger Things one, which is why you guys are all here. That He-Man in the 2-pack is nice. It's kind of as close to the 80s He-Man, because here's the 80s He-Man. This is my real 80s He-Man, not just a commemorative with an 80s head. You can see it has the flat feet, flat-footed He-Man. And you can see there's some things that are very close to our 80s He-Man. They did try to recreate that head, which is a task in itself, but it's just not quite there, but it is closer than the other one he had. The arms look really good. Of course, his wristbands were not painted in the original 80s one, but they did switch something out, which is kind of interesting. Is in the 80s version, we had this almost like a wrist shield, more than just a little bracelet, which is reminiscent to me of Big Jim. Big Jim had something like this on his wrist. But it's kind of funny that they went to this style, which I actually like this better. I like that they're symmetrical and the same. And in the cartoon, they did the same thing for ease of drawing, so they could use reverse frames in order, or mirrored frames in order to have twice many frames. So instead of drawing him walking this way, you just reverse the frame, whoosh, and then you just have him just reverse the frame. But if he had something different on his left and right, then they couldn't reverse the frames, which is why Man-at-Arms also had the armor on both sides for the same reason, for the frame reversal of the comic, of the cartoons. So there you go. Little cartoon history for you for free. And let's go ahead and get into the Strangers Thing He-Man and do some more comparison. Let me go and set this him over here, and we'll set him over here. Oop. Of course, the sword and axe are also different. I guess I could show that really quick. So the axe had a lot more detail in the 80s version, which I used to love the detail in this 80s version. I can't get to my button to... Oh, I'm using the wrong phone. What? I was going to zoom in with my 2x. That's my other phone. You can see it has a lot more detail on the original 80s axe than the axe of the commemorative. Not commemorative. The axe of the Origins. And then the sword also, you can see quite the difference in the styling of it as well. And then the shield is also quite a bit different too. All right, let me put these old weapons away. And let's get to, you know what, before I open this He-Man, we are going to first open up this extra figure down here. Mr. Eddie Van Halen. I mean, what is his name? Vecna? I watched the show. I just don't remember. I don't remember his name. There we go. Now, it's funny looking at his face. Oh, they're connected together. We'll just open the box halfway. Let's rip him out of here. If I ever get out of here. Now, it looks like they used some Beastman parts on him. There we go. All right. It is kind of a fun box, though, because on this side it has He-Man, and the upside down world has the Stranger Things. So you flip it over, and you can see now how it kind of has that cool, fun play feature of the box for those that like to keep it mint in the package. All right. It looks like he has some stuff we saw with Moss Man. Moss Man! And then they added this weird little crab thing on his chest. But the shoulders thing's the same, and you can see he's probably more Moss Man than he is Beast Man, but still. And he's got these crazy tree pieces growing off of him. I'm going to turn him over and see how it looks the other way, putting him on top instead of on bottom. I think that'd be cooler anyway, because then it kind of makes him into a bigger... Oh yeah, that looks way better. Turning him over, looks like he just looks more menacing with the tall pieces coming off his back. So that's cool. And he's got this crazy face. That face only a mother could love. There it is. Boss Man, yes. At least I could find that Moss Man. I think he's over here on my table somewhere. That's right. I forgot that I pulled them all apart, but I have the pieces still. So you can see here are the pieces to my Turtles Moss Man. And I'm missing one of these, it looks like. You can see it's very similar. And see, it's the same exact armor. I'm surprised they didn't just go with the same chunky piece instead of using this big giant crab on him. So you can see he is sporting the Moss Man armor. I forgot what custom I made with him. I made a video of it when I did it, though. I think I made a slime character out of him. I don't remember. Anyway, there's all the stuff. So, very Moss Man-like. Crazy big hand. Regular size hand on this side, which is kind of odd. I think he'd like to have two hands the same size. I'm not sure what's going on there. I guess it's so he can hold his guitar. And use it as a weapon and smack people over the head with it. Oh, I guess it's a clock. That was supposed to be a guitar, but I think it's the clock from the show. I don't know. I don't know if it's the clock or a guitar. I just assumed it was a flaming guitar all this time, but I guess it's the weird clock thing they had. Would have been cooler as a guitar. I'm going to make it a guitar. It's a flaming guitar. Bah! Bah, bah, bah. Oh, play that flaming guitar, man. All right. Let's set him aside now. And let's pull out the figure we've been waiting for. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. All right. He comes with the same sword we saw with the version 2. Comes with a completely different shield we saw from the version 2. He's got the demon shield for some reason. And then he has a battle axe. But the coloring is much more steel color, which I really like this color. This is an awesome color. I wish I had the shield in that same coloring. But look at the difference in the coloring. Instead of the blue-gray, we got this really cool steel color. And same with the sword. I mean, this is an awesome color. See, it's funny. I'll see people, they'll take and they'll paint things silver, and that's okay. But silver with a black wash or black mixed in to give it this deep, dark steel look, it just looks so much cooler when you do that. Is that removable? Nope, you're stuck with the demon head. All right, let's pull him out of here. So you can tell, even though this is a figure that for some reason is going pretty cheap right now on eBay, which I don't know why that happened, he's actually a very premium build figure. I'm surprised that it's not more expensive. For one, he has actual gold paint on him for his bracers and his belt. But second, he's got a lot of extra shadowing on the paint job. Which is why, to me, he looks more like a vintage 80s figure. And this may sound weird, but most of the figures I've seen growing up are always filthy from kids having them in the dirt, pulling them out, so they all have kind of this dark wash on them. And again, we got the cool steel-looking coloring on the back. Now I went to one time made a custom like this. It used the same coloring, the silver and black mixed together, and I really liked it a lot. And I really dig the dirty blonde hair color. And again, they've really dirtied him up, and to give him that look like he has been in the down under. I've been to Australia. But his neck, a little bit too long. I may have to take and Dremel this out a little bit to shrink the size of his neck. Because it's just a little bit too long there. But pretty cool looking. So let's go ahead and compare the heads. Because that's what I mostly want to see. And I don't know. Would you guys say this looks more like the 80s He-Man? Because his head does look, his hair looks high on here. Whoa! What the heck is going on here? Let me show you this. Let me show you this. Now, I have been a person that points out high hairlines for a very long time on He-Man figures. And normally the hair and the head are two separate parts. So that's the problem. And they get glued on wrong. But I didn't realize these heads, that the hair was two separate parts. But it must be, because look at the forehead. Oops. Look at the forehead gap from here to his eyebrow. And then on this side, it's much closer. So it's not the same head. Okay, let's take a look at the 80s head. And it's a very small forehead gap. Now, I wonder if they're all that way. Or did I just get the luck of the draw of getting the one? Yeah, it looks like the hair is can be taken apart, but that glue looks pretty solid in there. That's going to be hard to do. But I may have to take it apart and lower that hair. And hopefully I don't damage the awesome paint job on that. So the hairline is too tall on this one. If you got this set, let me know if your hairline is tall on it too. Is it all of them or is it just mine? I need to know. I need to know. Now I'm going to have to be not only looking online everywhere, everyone's pictures to see. But I think the paint job on this is far superior to the paint job on this one. Now I do like the tanness of this figure. But you can just see they've done a lot of extra paint to make the this figure pop the way it does. Now, granted, he is a lot whiter, a lot less tan, but his skin does not look jaundicey. Now, we've seen some other He-Man figures that they've released in special packs where they actually looks more jaundice, like, you know, he's got some kind of liver issue, but he does not look jaundice. And I also like the color, the cream color they use on the boots. Way better than the yellow. It's a nice color. And I like the brown boots too instead of the orange. So all in all, I do like this figure a lot more than I thought I would have, except for the hair being too high on his forehead. But I don't know if they're all that way or just mine. So I'm going to be doing some research on that to see if they're not all that way. I may be picking up another one. Maybe from that same link I have in the description. Let's go ahead and take a look at your guys' comments while I've been babbling on with this figure instead of looking at the comments. And let's see what you guys have said. Okay, stand, He-Man, stand. Let's see. Wow. D&D Shield. Hey, Juan from Puerto Rico. Juan says it's one of his favorite He-Mans. Mike says he likes that He-Man. That the gold paint looks great. Mine has the same head like yours, Todd. Oh, interesting. Yours looks more pale than mine. Yeah, I live in the Pacific Northwest. We have less sun here, so it's probably why my He-Man's more pale. I should put him out in the sun, get him tan. That is funny. Look compared next to the 80s version. Doesn't look quite as drastic in coloring. Let's compare him next to She-Ra. She-Ra. Yeah, he does look pretty pale next to her. And of course, we know that the cartoon He-Man is supposed to be pretty tan, so. And it might be more pale looking because I do have that red background back there. Let me change it to blue and see if it looks as bad with the blue background. Hold on a second. Return! Let the power return! And now let's use the blue logo. Okay, does he still look just as pale to you guys with the blue on now? Probably not quite as pale, hopefully. That red might have just been throwing it off. That just bugs me about the hair. It's so close. So close, Mattel. So close. Ugh. Still a very cool He-Man, though. Got to put the wrong shield on there. Urgh. I do like that darker silver, though. It does look cool. But why would He-Man have a demon shield? Is it to protect against demons, or is it a demon-possessed shield? Which would be bad for He-Man to have. Oh, Charles, what's going on, man? Yes, I will pray for your back, man. Gunagal. Gunagal. Oh, look at that. Now that you move him, mine has his hair closer to his eyebrows. Yeah, I don't know what the deal was there. That's so weird. So weird. Now it's going to bother me from now to the end of time. Yes, please hit the like button like Mike said. I'd appreciate it. Let's see. 80th anniversary He-Man Target pre-order doesn't have a hairline with a gap. Nice. Good to know. Good to know. All right. Well, I think I've covered the whole gambit. So let's go ahead and take a look at all three of these He-Man figures lined up. I'm going to pull off all of the weapons so they put their hands down and stand close to fit all on the screen at the same time. And we will stick them in order. Stand, man. Stand. And the 80s He-Man will put here. And the version 2, oh, we will stick in the middle. Let's try to stand these up again. Here we go. Yep. Version 2, Stranger Things, and 80s He-Man. There they all are. All right. So, yeah, I just thought that head was closer in the promo pictures, but I guess it's not. Like I said, the neck's too long, the hair's too tall. It's close though. Hey Marty, thanks for joining us. Or Mary. Sorry about that. Let's see. I'm trying to read through your comments right now. Yeah, no one can match the original head. People have tried. I'm going to make a whole video about the original head and do show a bunch of different things and what companies have tried in the past, but they just can't get it. All right. Why is your He-Man origin so bright? Well, this is the new one from Stranger Things. And this is the version 2.0. So, and this is the original one. He-Man is the best. Yep, the original head is wider. You're right. And right here you can see it's much smaller. The difference is on this one, the neck can be extra wide because it doesn't close in to fit on a small little neck peg. Where on these ones, they have to cut the neck off around, and so the neck is actually underneath it, not on the head. But they could make the torso with a little wider neck, but the problem is these heads sit too high, just a little bit. You can see how this head sits just a little bit lower on the original 80s figure. So that's part of the problem. It kind of deceives your eyes and making their neck look extra. You'll see his neck. His neck looks really long, even worse than his. So something went on wrong when they did this one. It doesn't sit as deep. I wonder if the peg's taller. Let's take a look at the peg. Peggy? Let's take a look here. No, the pegs look about the same height. I'll slide it all the way forward. You know what? The Stranger Things one peg is just a tad little bit longer. So that might be making the difference of why the head sits higher. Let's swap the heads and see. Oh yeah, it sits a little lower on this one. It sits a little bit higher on that one. So that's the problem, is the peg inside is a different height. All right. I think I am finished now. I got to clean up this desk. It is becoming a mess. I have all my old video figures over here on the side, just sitting here chilling from my last couple videos. I just need to get all cleaned up and get this stuff put away. Ugh. You guys know how I feel about hairlines. If they're not right, it's just messed up. As you guys saw how long I spent on that poor Tila trying to fix her her hairline. I smashed the light. Thank you, Mary. All right. Until next time, good journey, you guys. And let me know, out of these three figures, the original 80's, the version 2 Origins, first release version 2, or the Stranger Things, which one do you like better? And that is the end. And if you didn't hear me, there's a link in the description to get this Stranger Things version with the crazy creature guy as well for less than I paid. So if you wanted to get that 2-pack set, like I said, the He-Man's very premium. I mean, they got lots of shading on him. It's a good deal. So click the link in the description and check it out. I may have to get one of those too to get one with a good hairline. I'm telling you, this should be a guitar. I know it's not a guitar, it's a clock tower thing, but whatever. In my book, it's a guitar now. Yes. Stranger Thing, He-Man, he is pretty cool. Again, I would just steal the armor and the sword if I was going to use a different He-Man figure, because I just love that darker steel look. That's just so cool. Oh, you're vanquished, demon. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Your guitar music won't affect me. Oh, his head is not turned very well. I guess we should talk about this guy's articulation while we're at it. Let's pull the clock out. He's got ankle articulation. Hey, Jamie, thank you. He's got a boot cut. He's got single jointed knees. His leg moves up here. His waist turns. Oh, he's got the gold belt too. That's a good color brown too. And then his shoulders move, elbow moves, wrist moves. And his head is hard to move. It's all caught up in the armor and stuff. The side moves the same. Let's see if he comes apart. There you go. I always hate trying to pull these guys apart. Sometimes it's just, it's not coming apart. I'm not going to force it. I don't want to break it today. Maybe tomorrow. All right. Who's the purple guy? He's from the Stranger Things TV series. He's the guy who lives down under in the opposite land, or I forget what they call it. Somebody tell me what it's called. Are his cuffs removable? Let's take a look here. It looked like they would be. You know what? You probably could get them off. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they are painted on there. I can't tell if they're not painted. Let's see what that says. Wow. Someone just give me $5? No way. Thank you, thank you. Mary, thank you so much. That was very cool of you. I appreciate it. It's got the horns tooting there. The upside down, yes. And it's very Dungeons and Dragons centric in the TV show. The kids are playing Dungeons and Dragons. They name all the characters after Dungeons and Dragons things, which is probably why they got the shield like this to match that stylistic TV show. And of course, you got Elle and her special powers. Sean says the 80s. Oh, these up here? Yeah, these come off. Yep. Here's what it looks like when it's taken off. These are from Merman, not Merman. These are from Mossman. And they use the exact same armor except for the little chest piece emblem they changed. But yes, they are removable. Yep. The He-Man is pretty cool. I'm surprised they didn't have more Stranger Things, like actually 11 and some of the kids and stuff with the He-Man figures. That'd be cool to have some Origins version kids. Nice. All right. Until next time, good journey. And everybody, thanks for joining me. And that is all that I have. Like I say in the 1987 movie, I already said it. I already said good journey. I'll say it again, though. Good journey. Bye now, you guys. So I should say hi to everybody, huh? Hey, Jamie, Mary, Unicron, Mike, the Rickster, Juan Solo, Charles Pruitt, Gnomsky. Thanks for all joining me. And Mary, thanks again for the contribution and helping the channel out. I really appreciate it. And Jamie, thank you as well for helping me with the channel. Very cool. Jeff, thanks for being here. I think I got everybody. I don't see Eric on here. It's not like Eric to miss a video. Oh, there's Eric. Hey, Eric. I knew you had to be here, man. You always are. Anyway, until next time, good journey, you guys. Bye now. Oh, the Rickster. I said the Rickster. All right, good journey, you guys. Jamie is spending the money now. Hey, T Comic, thanks for joining us. Jamie sent me the money. You guys are hilarious. Thanks, Jeff. Good journey, you guys. Bye now.